Good morning to everybody. I am PRATAP, Department of Sociology, South Canada Girls College. Now I am presenting the topic on socialization. So, first of all, I want to discuss about the introduction of socialization. Man become man among men. Just after birth, the man child is neither a social nor unsocial, but he or she is in an asocial state. By the gradual social training, he can be able to learn the social norms and value and become socialized. This social training process is known as socialization. Socialization is a normal social process like migration and mobility, because it's a spontaneous process which happens in the life of child, adult, as well as among the aged. Thus, the socialization is an interactive, dynamic, lifelong social process. So, it's a vital basic concept in sociological study, without which no one can be able to develop their personality properly. Next concept. Socialization means the process of socialize. By this process, a child becomes social gradually. The human child comes into the world as a biological organism with animal needs. He is gradually molded in a society into a social being and learns social way of feeling, thinking and acting. This process of molding and shaping the personality of the human infant is called socialization. Next meaning, development of personality is not an automatic process. Every society prescribes its own way or means of giving social training to its newborn members so that they may develop their own personality. This social training is called socialization. Socialization means the process where an individual becomes a functional member of the society. Man is man because he shares with others a common culture. So, socialization is often referred to as the transmission of culture. People learn the habits, attitudes, and self-conceptions. Next, definition. I want to discuss some definition. First of all, Mr. Davis, the great American sociologist. Socialization is the process through which human child becomes social. Socialization emphasis on the how socializations, molding, and newborn baby, and how to make him or her social. According to H.W. Agarwal, socialization is the process by which the individual learns to perform the norms of the group. And also Agarwal emphasized the different aspect. He said that socialization is help to develop the norms and ethics and value of group among the child. Next, Harry and Johnson define socialization as learning that enables the learner to perform social roles. Harry and Johnson also discussed about the different aspects. He said that mainly emphasized on the how a newborn baby, a child, learning in social roles, new types of social roles. Next, Arnold Green defines socialization as the process by which the child acquires cultural content along with selfhood and personality. So, in the concluding part, we can say that socialization is an essential, universal, lifelong social training through which man can enable to adjust with society. Next, factors of socialization. Characters of socialization. It's lifelong process. It's a dynamic process. Socialization is an interactive process. It's a social process. And it is a universal process. It's a normal social process. Also, I have said before, like migration and mobility. It's a process of personal development. It's a transmitted process. That means transmission of culture. Next, importance of socialization. The process of socialization has certain important role. It is playing an important role for the development of personality of the child. Like, number one, socialization converts man, the biological being, into a social being. Number two, socialization contributes to the development of personality. Number three, helps to become disciplined, because socialization helps to make and control the society. So, discipline self-discipline and social control is happening and organized by the process of socialization. Next, provides the knowledge of skills to fulfill the aspiration of life, contribute to the stability of the order, and helps to reduce social distance. Scope for bright future, lust, help to transmission of culture. So socialization is a very vital process for the transmission of culture. By the process of socialization, the cultural content become transmitted generation to generation. Next, factors affecting the process of socialization. Whereas 4 factors may be imitation, suggestions, identifications, and language. Imitation is copying of an individual to the acting of another to imitate other, just like imitation. Suggestions, it is an intellectual one-way communication to persuade other. Suggestions, intellectual process. We know communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, verbal communication also, whereas intellectual communication and persuasive communication, social communication. So, suggestions is an intellectual communication. Next, identification. To follow elders and senior, when a junior, a child, a newborn child, just following the practice, the habits, the behavior of the elders, seniors, member of the family, maybe grandfather, grandmother, parents, and elder sisters, brothers. Language, by verbal communication, sharing ideas. Language is very vital factors of socialization. Without language, no one can socialize. Socialization process will not be happening properly. Next, agency of socialization. Personality does not come ready-made. We never develop our personality. We never purchase our personality from market ready-made way. They are molded or shaped through the process of socialization. It is the process which begins at birth and continues till death of an individual. It's an endless process. Socialization helps the child to become an useful member of the society. It gives social maturity. The following are the agencies that have been established by culture which socialize the newborn child, like family, parents, PR or regiments, teachers, literature, mass media, state, and last of all, working place or workplace. So family and parents, the process of socialization begins from every one of us in the family. The intimate relationship between mother and child has great impact on shaping the child's abilities and capabilities. The parents are the first person to introduce the child the culture of his group. The child receives additional communication from his elder siblings and brothers and sisters. Next agency is peers or agents. Peer group means those groups made up of comparisons of the child. His associates in school, in playground, and in the street. He learns from his children's fact and facet of culture, and they have previously learned at different times from their parents. It is true that peer culture becomes more important and more effective than the parental culture in the adolescence year of the child. Child try to learn. Mainly, childs have more interest on their peer group, on their friend, not rather than their parental advice and other factors. Next, teacher is a very vital agency of socialization. School as well as teacher. The teacher also play their role in socialization when the child enters the school. We know school is the museum of culture. The child coming from the one cultural setup and just he in school faces the multicultural setup. So it is the main and basic learning process is happening in school. So the children in the early school may uncritically observable and culture to which the teachers give expression. Their teachers' knowledge, their teachers' value, their teachers' ethics, each and everything the child have taken uncritically. Next, literature and mass media is also a very vital social agency of social process. There is another source of socialization. This is found only in literature society, and that is literature. That civilizations that we share, consolidate of words and literature must be mediated like billboard, newspaper, magazine, textbook, radio, television. The media of mass communication gives us their messages. These messages do contain in capsule form, encapsulate. We are just inculcating, just interpenetrating the premises of our culture, its attitudes and ideologies. Next, the state. State has important role to socialize the children through the state administration and panchayat, BDO and SDO, block development officer, SDO, sub-divisional officer, legal system as court, social organization, club, agency, which has important role to shape the behavioral pattern of child and individuals. Next, agency is the workplace. A fundamental aspect of human socialization involves learning to behave appropriately within occupations. We are mostly exposed to occupational roles to observe the work our parents, because socialization is happening by the identification process. In school, college, university, just we are gathering knowledge, we are accumulating knowledge, but the real knowledge we have to accumulate in our working field, working place. So workplace is a very vital agency of socialization. Next, we want to discuss about five psychosexual development of personality as well as stages of socialization. We know Freud was the great psychologist as well as neurologist. He have developed the psychosexual development as well as the development of personality. How a child become developed, how a child can develop his personality. So psychological development and sexual development are happening side by side parallel. So personality, Freud claim, is made up of three systems interacting so closely that barely possible to disintegrate them. There are id, ego and superego. In our mind, id, ego and superego is the structure of our mind, where id is the 9/10 part of our mind is id. And above id, where is ego, and above ego, where is superego. Superego, ego and id. So the ego and the superego, these mental structure development with the development of child, according to this, his age, Freud postulated 5 stages for the development of the child's personality, like oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital. In oral state, Freud also divided oral stage into 2, oral sucking and oral biting. This oral sucking stage is starting from the 0 year, after the birth, just after birth, and continue the 6th month of a child, just before erupt of teeth. So, in the oral sucking stage, child imbibing, the child derive his pleasure by imbibing his mother's breast, by sucking his mother's breast and sucking thumbs. Next, after eruption of the teeth, after 6 months, it continues to the 1 year, it's oral biting. After erupting, the child deriving pleasure by biting thumbs and biting mother breast. Next, so in this stage, it is known as oral stage. Next stage, anal stage. It starts from the 1 year and continue to 3rd year of one's life. Whereas also retention and expulsion. So this stage begins from the 2nd year of continuous to 3rd year of one's life during this period. Pleasure is derived through retention and expulsion of pieces and also through muscular control. So mom and dad is completing the toilet training and they are giving how a child can able to toilet properly. So toilet training process is happening in this stage. Next stage, phallic stage. This stage is starting from 3rd year of one's life and continuing to the 5th year. this stage, in this stage there are also two complexes. One is Oedipal complex and another is Electra complex. Oedipal complex, that means when male child attracted to his mother, means attraction of opposite sex. And Electra complex, when female child attracted to his father. So these two complexes are arising in this stage. This stage begins from 3rd year and continues till 5th year of one's life. In this stage, pleasure is derived through genital stimulation and associated fantasies. Oedipal complex is formed with the male child as a result of his sexual desire towards his mother. Electra complex is developed within the female too on account of her desire for the father and rejection of mother. In this stage, Freud traces that successful resolutions of the conflict arising from such complexes was crucial for healthy personal development. Also, except these two types of complexes, there is also happening a vital process which is known as identification. Just male child identified with father and female child identifies with mother. So identification is also happening here. It is the basic vital stages of personal development. Next, latent stage. After 5th year, parents also trying to admit their children in a school. So it's a dominant period, usually beginning from the year until puberty. That is roughly the 11th or 12th year of one's life. This stage is marked by the temporary repression of sexual interest and pleasure is derived from external world. Curiosity, knowledge, substitute gratification. In this stage, child consented fully to know the external environment. His or her sexual desire become repressed, oppressed. So that's why this stage is known as latency stage. Next, last stage, genital stage. In this period, it starts from adolescence and goes up to the adulthood. Here, the pleasure is derived from mature sexual relations with partners of opposite sex. By this psychoanalysis, Freud discussed the personality development very systematically and scientifically, which is a stages of socialization of a child. Conclusion. In the concluding part, we can say that the socialization is not only a social process, but it is also a process of learning. We know education, learning, teaching, each and everything depending on this process. No one can develop his or her personality without socialization. Socialization is a very normal social process. It is happening in all types of societies. It's a child becomes socialized properly, then he or she can be able to develop their personality properly and will be a complete man. It's also helped to confirm all types of social norms, mores, rules, regulation. Collectively, a proper socialized person can make a healthy and balanced society. I hope that you understood, because socialization is a process of society. Society have managed, have provided its own process. So I want to brief this topic. Socialization is a social training. It has certain agency, family, parents, school, and as well as a workplace, state, religion, etc. And also socialization has certain stages like Freud psychosocial development, oral, anal, phallic, latency, genital. So it's a very vital process for the development of personality of child. Thank you.